Hello everyone, this is Lab 6, Web Traffic Data Analysis. This lab is prepared by Ricardo Lu, Yiqi, and Professor Yilu Zhou. So this is a demo for web traffic data analysis, and there are some essential techniques and insights you can pick up for your own future projects. So I've also created a checklist for your technique and checklist for insights that you can go through after this video. And if we unzip the file, you can see two files sitting in the folder. One is the iPad notebook I just showed. Another one is our web traffic data. You can open it up using Excel. And there's an efficient way to browse your data, especially when it's the size is bigger. You need to usually pandas will be more efficient for you. You see, and for you to read over your data and know what data type they have. So you can see that we have 12 columns. 13 columns. So plus one over here, and we have 13 columns, and we have 28,000 data that 28,000 rows that are ready, and a lot of them are objects, and we have one int and one datetime at data type columns already. So I will recommend you do the df.info function first, because usually when the data is bigger, you just can't afford to scroll left and right to know what's inside the data set. And then if you go to you look at the data, you can see that you have city, you have each attempt, and also you have users ID and users city, users the page the user browse, and also the device they start using. So all kinds of information is about your web page, user information, and also each attempt, what time it is. So we have several angles to do the analysis. And let's continue. I will show you some interesting angles that we can use. So how many unique users? We use the user ID to find the unique users using the number of unique function. So we have 1,000 unique users in this data set. And we want to know the user location. So don't be scared of these long line of code. When I do the code, I write it line by line, right? You want to have a group by the version of city and also users. And so I will be with you to go through how I write a group by function to know the details. And this is a city and ID. And I want to group by GeoCity because I want to know that each city, how many people are there, how many users are there, right? So I group by GeoCity, and I don't want to be an index. And then you need to identify a way to how to see your number. You can use number unique users. Some will use count. If it's a number, you can do the sum or average means that too. So that's kind of what we want, but we still want to call it count rather than the user ID, right? Right now, this is not a user ID in the column. And also what I did is, and that's everything in this line. And you create, if you go to the same step, you create a group by table already. And then I want to sort it to be a better view. So that's why I write this, and we can show you how how it looks like. And this is a sorted group by data count. You can see that of all these users, 1,000 users, 210 unique users are from Beijing and from Shanghai, Guangzhou. And so we are ready for the pie chart because we have all this count ready. And before you do the pie chart, it's important to understand that sometimes we want to categorize the small fraction of the pie chart to be others because there may be too many information in a chart, and there might be duplicated color that might confuse you. You think they are maybe the same cities or something like that. So if you want to avoid these, you need to make some of the cities into others. So that's what I do to make, if the count is no more than 50, I make them others so that we'll not be confused by the result. As we can see that this is our pie chart we made. So the 19% are coming from Beijing. They have 210 unique users. And so we have other cities, Guangzhou. The reason some people, the reason that it's more than 1,000, it could be that some users that maybe have several cities. They use several. They're identified with other cities. That's why the total is not 1,000, right? So, and these are WebView counts by cities. So we have some views saying that, where these users come from. And then we want to know when do they visit. Do they have this, since this data is from 2014, do they have the like Chinese version of Black Friday or something like that? So we are interested in these because we want to know that if they go to the site, what are they interested in? So again, we do the same group by. We group by the timestamp. We have the count ready. And we do descending order and show you what that looks like. And this time we're going to make a line graph because it makes it more straightforward to see the time in the x-axis, so you know how long it's been through, rather than just showing you what it is. So this is the graph we make. Again, if we use Plotly, you have the benefit of if you mouse over, it will show you the data, right? It will show you the time, the count. If you need zoom in, and you have all this information ready. As we can see, there's some spike in the October 15. Maybe there are some promotions, and you can get from this chart. And the next one will be a little bit harder especially for the Python beginners, because you might be heard of Lambda, but some that you haven't tried before. So simply put, Lambda is a way that you start to categorize using other columns, right? So right now I have a rule called page URL path. And we know some information from it, but we haven't categorized it correctly. So let's call it df path, and I will make it look nicer. So this is our page URL path. I want to show you another sorted group by way. A way to do sorted group by, it's called value counts. So we have most of them called 88 and 3Q. And after I know more about the dataset, I start to understand that these are the promotion pages. So I categorize, if ADA and 3Q in the URL path, I categorize them as promotion. So you have other things like checkout. Okay, these people start to check out using over here. Some of them go to the order page, some of them make the payment. So I start to categorize these using a lambda function that I go to each row and get the information from the page URL path. And in each row, I'm going to identify the promotion or checkout. Otherwise, it will be none. So that's the logic of Lambda. And then the same idea. I want to group by and know how many unique users have been through all these, like maybe promotion, checkout. And I do the same. I haven't run this before this. So I have page type. I want to show you that this is a sorted view. I want to show you the page type. And that's the count of unique users, the page type, and it's all sorted. So we have a better view of them. You have mouse over. So you have 482 people, unique users have been to the product detail, and some of them been through the promotion. And we can see a huge people after they browse two of them, only a few of them go to order page, payment, and checkout. It's good that after they do the order and checkout, they don't seem to lose a lot of users during this time. So this is called customer funnel. We want to know that when we have some users and when we start to losing them in each step of the transaction, right? If they're interested, if they browse a lot, if they keep browsing our product, or do they only look at the promotions? So we want to know what they are really interested in. And this time we're going to identify them in a user level, right? We can look at this chart. We know how many users, but we don't know how many times that each user has been to product detail. So, and this time I'm going to show you that I create another group by. So group by is quite efficient way for you to understand what's really going on. And I want to show you that. So we have all these columns ready for you. Since I made a dummy values, I will show you what this dummy means. So I show you a data frame, and that's our original data frame. It looked like it, right? So we scroll to the right. We can see that if it's a promotion, we have 1 in the promotion, otherwise they are 0. If it's a none, that all of them are 0. And in this way, we can count, right? If I sum the promotion, I can count how many page types are promotions. And if I have only one person in one line, and I know that it's a promotion, so if I have several lines of one users and I aggregate it, I know that how many people this users been through how many times of promotions, right? So that's the idea, that before I do the group by, I make these ready. I make a dummy value ready. And then I have a user summary made for you. So you can know that if the user's been through checkout, been through order, you can see that there's many users only stay at user and product detail and also the promotion. And we want to know how many of them maybe browse 20 times, more than 20 times, and in the end they pay. So these are the ones a total of 1,000, and they really start paying. And they go to the payment page, they browse a lot. And we can look at how many people just they don't really browse as much as the group before, and in the end they pay. So we categorize these users, and we start to understand that how user behave, how user like our page. And then we want to know that how many people only look at these pages and never go to the payment page. So we have quite a lot of them. So this is from our data set. And so for this lab, it could be quite challenging for you, especially for the Python beginners, especially from the Lambda part and the dummy, the Lambda. It may take time, but it is essential for you to start to know all these techniques. And it is quite useful for you to start to be familiarized with visualization pandas, and this will enable you to perform better in your future projects. So after you watching this, do the checklist, and hopefully you will learn a lot. And that's all for this lab. Thank you, everyone.